Little Wheatfield, y'all. Welcome to you. If you are new, hey, welcome to you too. This is your girl Lottie here at Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, where you show enough never know what you're gonna get. You just never know. We are a channel messenger, a spiritual reader. We bring in messages. The Alpha and Omega, they dwell within. They use us as a vessel, a conduit to bring the message through, beloved. It's going to be edifying first onto self, source, eternal life force, for our spiritual edification, nourishment, strengthening the bear the yoke that is on these shoulders. Beloved, we seek to overflow. And it goes out onto the wheat field, onto all of you, and that you receive it too. That you are spiritually edified, nourished, strengthened, to bear the yoke that has been placed upon you. And you overflow, and we meet in the middle. What up, Bookie? Great day, sister. I appreciate you for tapping in. We picking up strength to deal with the shadow side. What's in the shadow energy? We found this card that goes to the what lies beneath deck. What lies beneath, right? Haterade. So it was like we might as well pull the deck out the box and put it back. So it's something that's speaking to us, because it was, this hater was somewhere it was not supposed to be. So we picking up shadow energy. We've been picking up shadow work. Leo season. What up, Detroit? What up, Doe Wheat? I appreciate y'all for tapping in from wherever you may be. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, Dang. So we're gonna see. Uh, what we was getting ready to say. Oh, if you can only stay for a minute, we understand it. You know what I'm saying? Take a little mustard seed with you, beloved. You know, before you go, head on out the door. Take a little seed with you, yo. We always speak to the principle of a thing. That's what it is. You know, that's what we wrestle with. It's principalities. So the narrative may not be your story, but you may be able to find a principle in the thing and get something that's edifying and nourishing that may help you, motivate you, inspire you, all that good ish, because that's what we aim for, beloved. Breathe, take a breath. Keeping you a secret, could be past, present, or future. Watch out for somebody that don't want to be upfront. I don't know. Sometimes, people might decide to keep their shit private. That's your business if you want to. But we were picking up Leo energy, the pride, shadow side. I think Spirit said yes. So they said Leo pride, dealing with your shadow side or shadow side. We didn't even get into the laugh. Okay, so let's check that out. What did they say? What did they say? Who was they? The spirit. Alpha Omega. All my spirit team and my ancestors. Those who be bringing the messages. That's who they is. They said, oh, Leo Pride. They said shadow side, Leo Pride. Okay. So, dealing with the shadows. That's the download. Shadow side, Leo pride, dealing with your shadows. And I was seeing this other card. It's in the astrological deck. Great day, Relina. Appreciate you for tapping in. It's in this astrological deck over here. And it has the Leo. And it says something about your willingness to confront the darkness, I think is what it is. Like your strength is not only in the light, definitely fire energy, root chakra, but it's something about not just being in the light is a part of the strength, because Leos like the spotlight, whatever, they like the superstars of the zodiac. They get around a bunch of people, sometimes they don't know how to act, just saying, or put on the act, depending on which one you're dealing with. But it was something about dealing with the shadows. Your strength is not just in the sunlight or the spotlight, but it is also in your willingness to confront the darkness. And that's what we were picking up, right? Yeah, Mars energy is here, and we see solar plexus. So definitely heat. Solar is sun energy. Mars could be anger, planet of conflict, planet of war, asteroid energy coming through. None of us are just good or bad. We're never always wrong, and we're never always right. So never wrong or always right. No one exists without polarity. See, Leo energy, they love the sunlight or the spotlight, but they need that darkness too to work in those shadows. It says no one exists without polarities that are working with them, against them, and within them. So definitely picking up shadow working and somebody needing to do shadow work. See Mars energy back on the bottom. Mars is traditionally, like they say, like that war, that planet of war or conflict. Aries energy coming through. More fire. More fire. Your fiery passion fuels your actions, and your determination lights your way. Remember though, patience can be just as powerful as haste. So somebody may be dealing with needing to be patient, like don't rush during this time, like control your energy. Your actions and intentions carry the potential to shape the world around you, to conquer your challenges and transform your dreams into reality. Look, fire energy. Definitely fire. You talking about Leo energy is solar hot. Yeah, fire. But it's something even about tempering the fire, right? Like Aries energy. Being in control of how you burn. Being in control of your burn, of your heat. I definitely am picking up a sense of masculinity. Yeah, police. Oh, that's hot. Look at the red that's being projected on the ground, the heat, I don't know why they say heat, but it's got to be somebody could be hot-headed, right? Yeah. It's definitely light that's projected onto the ground, but I'm picking up heat, police energy. And we were just saying, like, be careful of how hot you burn. Like, you know, Leo's is definitely associated with the sun, but Aries, you know, I don't know. It's like bring it down the temperature. It's kind of what I'm feeling. Yeah, somebody getting in their feelings. I don't know if it's got anything to do with reckless sex. They could be messing with somebody. That could be a part of somebody's energy. Dealing with people, dealing with women, different women. Could be. They have an outdated thinking, an outdated mindset. Expired, discontinued should be. I don't know, disused, old news. Shit is old. Does anybody get the paper anymore? Like, does that still happen? Does anybody go to the store and get the newspaper? We used to do that to get the coupons. I hate nothing about you is coming through. And look, why they reading a fucking newspaper? Or look like, right? We literally was just saying, does anybody get the paper anymore? Right? And then here come a card to show somebody reading a fucking paper. That's crazy. I hate nothing about you. And sex shop is coming through, love story, and something is about to explode. So, I don't know if this is a third party situation. I don't know. Maybe you and your partner might be into some kinky shit. That's okay. That's okay. That's kind of hot. That's kind of sexy, right? Okay? Y'all do y'all thing. Ain't no judgment. Right? But something is about to explode. No. It's something over here. Okay. Okay. Dealing with the shadows. Leo's pride. Depression. Leo's pride makes somebody cry. I hate nothing about you. Red lipstick stains and investigating. So somebody could have I told you I was feeling something kind of weird, so I don't know if it's cheating. If somebody, you know what, that could be because they're bringing me back to a conversation I had last night. I went to the bar for a few minutes just to listen to people do karaoke. I think it's funny. We all sing along together and cheer each other on. I don't sing, but whatever. As much as I sing here on the show, I don't never do karaoke, yo. That's weird. I've done it twice in my life, and whatever. Um, but this guy he made a comment about my lips, you know. And I'm being reminded of people either making a comment about my lips or my lipstick. Somebody may be attracted to your mouth, like your lipstick, the color, the shade, the shape of your lips. They could be investigating to find out more about you. And whatever they find out, they haven't found anything about you that they don't like. But I do see this depression here, so I don't know what that's about. Watching the shit go down, enjoying the gossip. So it could definitely be multiple people involved, in your life, running away. So somebody could definitely been into you. They could have been looking at you, thinking about you. They don't like anything. They like everything about you, basically. But they could have, I don't know if there was fantasies about you, things they want to do, like let's go buy some toys and shit and do some shit. I don't fucking know. But I'm getting like maybe something was going on and they seen, yep, something was going on, watching the shit go down, enjoying the gossip, and maybe they didn't pursue, or I don't know. That could be a part of their shadow shit. Like they sit around and watch the shit go down or listen to gossip. Yeah, and we've been picking up gossip heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like people who gossip and people who lie, they don't need a reason to lie. Folks lie because they just want to fucking lie, because that's what liars do. The same reason why people don't be having a reason to hate, they just fucking hate because that's what haters do. Liars fucking lie because that's what they do. Some people don't even have a fucking reason to lie, they just lie. Shit, it could be the simplest shit. Like, was you just in the kitchen? No, I wasn't in the kitchen. What the fuck did you lie about that for? You was just in the kitchen. I just seen your ass come out the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you lie about that? Some people are pathological fucking liars. Did y'all know like that was a disease? I'm being facetious. You know what I'm saying? I know that y'all know that pathological liars, like that's a disease. Like it's pathological. It don't make no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? So people would be like, they ain't got no reason to lie, bitch. They don't always have to have a fucking reason to lie. It's pathological. They just a goddamn liar. That's what the fuck they do. People don't be having like a real logical reason to fucking envy you, but they envy you. They be fucking jealous because they feel like you got something they ain't got, or you do some shit that they can't do. Is it logical? No. Because if you put your mind to it, you probably could do something like it. We probably ain't got the same level of talent, and we all don't. It's some shit I can't do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know how long it would take me to practice to do that shit? Hell. What's old girl, the black gymnast, Simone Biles? I'm not that shit. We was just looking at gymnastics on the TV yesterday. I was practicing like I'm on a damn, oh shit, I want to knock the shit down. On a damn, what's the bar thing? Balance beam. That. I could do the side step and shit on that bitch. Was you talking about doing a backflip? Fuck around and break my neck. That's certain shit we don't do. We don't do that. You gotta learn where your lane is at. Get in your lane and stay in it. Certain shit is not your right. Certain shit. Fulfilling the fantasy. Get out there trying to fulfill the fantasy and doing somebody else shit. Fuck around and break your neck. You better find your lane. Stay in it. Come back to reality. Back to life. Back to reality. Okay? Somebody was just toxic. Somebody dealing with their toxic shit. Look, sexual protection. Somebody could be promiscuous because we saw that this shit, right? Sexual protection. That's definitely condoms. Hell, I told you, keeping you a secret. That shit was the first they was showing when we opened up the box to keep you a secret. So be careful. You know, we see a recording, an announcement, expression, or being revealed. Be careful. You know what I'm saying? If a person that want to keep you their little well-kept secret. But if you into it because you a private person, y'all into some kinky shit, that's your business. But for some reason, I'm getting something weird about that scenario because it's something about somebody watching some shit go down. Even if it was investigating lipstick, like maybe it was a third party situation, but Spirit was saying no. Like somebody could definitely, like their shadow energy could be like they're into some promiscuous shit. They would want to fuck with you, but they would want to keep you a secret. They like something about you and they fantasize about the things that they want to do to you and with you. But it's definitely some gossip and some shit going down, and I feel like they just sat back and just kind of watched it and peeped it. And maybe they really never went forward to pursue you, beloved. That's what Spirit said. That's what Spirit said. So maybe that's what's lying beneath a situation. Want to put this back? Okay. Yeah, already knowing the tea. Already knowing the tea. So for somebody, you already know this shit. Yeah, people hooking up, getting rooms and shit. Maybe you feel like, oh, this person would just want to get a room. They just want to hook up. They just want to, you know what I'm saying? Like they like to have a pick. That's their shadow shit. Leo's pride. I can have whoever the fuck I want to. Promiscuous. And right now, I think I want you. You see what I'm saying? Sleeps around a lot. You know? Free for all, sleeps with your man, sleeps with your woman. Could be sleep with your man type shit. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Look, and there's the police. So some shit. They might want to be careful with that shadow shit. Cause that outdated thinking that they could have a pick. One of them motherfuckers gonna be in their feelings and it's gonna be some shit. See, I told you. A situation is about to explode. Definitely be some shit. Shit's already about to pop off. It's up in flames. Uh-oh, got caught. Oh shit. Finding evidence, getting caught cheating. Is it really cheating if nobody's ever really committed? Is it really cheating? That's gonna be the thing. Why the fuck you following me? Why you checking my location? You know we ain't even really together like that. Yeah. Leo's pride. Dealing with that dark side. Ain't really wrong, but it ain't really right. Or is it? When I gave you the expectation, or maybe I really didn't. See what I'm saying? Like, that's that wrong, right type of shit. We ain't got no label. You know we ain't committed. But maybe they kind of got the feeling like they the only fucking chick. Like maybe they on the road to commitment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit about to go down. Shit going down. Shit is going down. They done fucked around and caught up with a bugaboo. Bugging me, you bugging who? You know that shit is not cool. Fulfilling fantasies and shit. They done been to the sex shop. This person think they in a whole love story. Man, it's finna be us any minute. If I just fulfill all they kinky fantasies, they gon' give me a label. They gon' put a ring on it. Mm-mm. It's not gonna happen. I told you. Sexual protection. Somebody like women. They just like women. They like they pick. That's they shadow shit. Yep. Total drama. Action. Anything else in this spirit saying no. See, look, somebody want to fight for what they want. Fighting for what you love. Claiming my shit. Love is a battlefield. No, the fuck it ain't, beloved. No. Hell no. What up, Coach? What up, Rick? Wick? I don't know why I was about to say your name. Said, what the fuck? What up, Rick James? What up, Coach? What up, Ramon? Hey, hallelujah. Thank you so much for tapping in. Oh, that's Dr. X. What up, beloved? Thank you so much for tapping in. Hello to everybody who has come in. What up, SK? Great day, great day. Great day, y'all. Hey, Imana. Thank you so much for being here. What up, Isaiah? Thank y'all so much for being here, for tapping in. Shadow energy. Look, all that shuffling and it comes back again. Sexual protection. Make sure y'all wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody definitely got a fetish. They got a sex fetish. They like women. You know, Leo energy, Leo's pride, dealing with that shadow side. They like women. They like men. Take it how it resonates. But it is what it is. I was picking it up the other way around, though. But flip the energies. If you know that you are a masculine and you know, but see, I feel like it's the other way around, because most of the time masculine is not gonna deal with a promiscuous woman like that. They're not gonna deal with a woman that is like, you know, I don't want to put a label on it. Let's just do what we doing. Well, maybe they would do that, but if she out here just for the streets and dealing with everybody, they usually don't be trying to wife her. You know what I'm saying? That's generally not how it goes. This. What's that? Vulnerable. Somebody could be vulnerable to something, so be careful. If anything, usually a masculine be like, I'm not trying to wife that bitch. She be fucking everybody. She just got good this, got this, that. I'm trying not to get flagged for like 18 and over. Like you got to age verify. That just happened to us the other day. I think it was yesterday. Addiction. So somebody definitely has some sort of addiction. So you could be vulnerable and susceptible to something because somebody has an addiction. Compulsive need, desperate. Compulsive need, desperate was coming through, but compulsive need, despite negative consequences, get support in therapy. Somebody might actually need therapy. Like, why do you feel the need to have so many different women in your life? Do you have an issue with being vulnerable? Facing hidden anxieties and insecurities head on. Don't let them control you. So the inability to be vulnerable for somebody is, am I stuck? Okay, we back. I felt like we were stuck for a second. Somebody has some vulnerabilities, or they have an issue with being vulnerable, and therefore is resulting in some sort of addiction. What's going on with the connection? What's going on? Okay, well then that could be what's going on with the connection. Somebody could self-sabotage. They could sabotage relationships because, you know, they don't want to be vulnerable. Ramon said, I love my women. Undermining success by procrastinating, negative self-talk, or fear of failure. And then it's a fear of facing vulnerability or being vulnerable with people. Y'all, it keep freezing, so I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully y'all can bear with it. Technical issues. I don't know if something going on with the weather. Anything else in here, Spirit? Yeah, lack of empathy. And look, shame and guilt. So if somebody can't forgive something, I don't know what that is. But a lack of empathy and shame and guilt. Oh, it's not freezing on your side? Okay, good. Because I keep seeing it. It started to do the circle thing. They took up shame and guilt. So somebody may feel a sense of shame and guilt. Feel them without judgment or self-criticism. Mistakes do not need to define your worth. I heard somebody don't want to go to prison, so I don't know what the fuck happened. Maybe they just gonna do, they went to jail and maybe they was thinking that like, I don't want to go to prison over this shit. It's just a couple of days in the county or a couple hours or something. This. Yeah, slow down and manage control issues. Take things slow. And remember, we were picking up in the beginning, if you guys were here from the very beginning, we were picking up this conflict energy with Mars. And look, it's a root chakra issue. Solar plexus. All this is fire. This is all fire. It's just different temperature. Like the burn is different, right? But it's something about that fire that needs to be tempered to slow it down. It is control issues. It's given controlling the flame, controlling the fire, controlling the passion, right? Like, why is somebody addicted to passion like that, to sex? You know, it's a root chakra energy. It's something with insecurity, rootedness, groundedness, which also affects the solar plexus, like the willpower, discipline, right? Where you cannot be vulnerable with a person because you don't feel comfortable. You don't feel secure enough in relationships or with other people or within yourself to face deep emotions. When you start to feel something for a person, like even if you do feel something, but I'm getting like you pull away. Like, no. Because feelings make you feel out of control. Feelings make you feel out of control because now you feel like somebody else has the control, the person that you feel for, like they have some sort of leverage or power over you. And you know, Leos like to be, you know, they powerful. It's that Leo pride. And the Leo's pride is also giving me like it's one lion to pride. Like the main male lion is other cubs. Once the male cubs get a certain age, they get kicked out of the pride. It's a bunch of women in the pride. They can go through and, you know, love on whoever they want to. Making babies. Sitting around being, you know, doing what they do. Hey, Chill. Happy birthday season. No boundaries. So somebody didn't have no damn boundaries. Maybe it wasn't no limit to who they would do and who they wouldn't. Difficult to establish healthy boundaries or healthy respect. Take care to ensure your needs are met. Yeah, taking care of your needs. Avoidance. Somebody could be an avoidant. They could avoid relationships, avoid deep connections. It's key to see the need to avoid discomfort, but also to overcome it and thrive. Being in connections or deep relationships makes somebody uncomfortable. Vulnerability makes them uncomfortable. Anything else in here? Spirit saying no. And there's that lack of empathy coming back again, y'all. Ooh, put that on top of the numbers. They may have a lot of people, but they don't feel no like empathy towards how they feel about being in a relationship like that. We getting this? No. Okay, so put that back. This one, balance. You know what I'm saying? Like how they don't feel empathy because it's like, I told you, I did not ever tell you that we were something. So why did you feel like that? Why did you feel like it was this? Or why did you feel like it was that when nobody told you that? I never gave you that expectation for you to even feel like that. So your feelings are your feelings. And I don't feel no kind of way. Even whatever y'all was doing could have made you feel like it was more than what it was. What y'all was doing together, where you were going, how you talked, whatever the case may be. You know, sometimes you could be with a person and they make it feel like it's more than what they're telling you that it is. And so when you get into your emotions and you start to move from an emotional standpoint instead of a logical standpoint, they can turn your emotions against you and say, I never told you that. I don't know why you feel like that. No matter what we were doing, I never changed what it was. And they're right. They didn't change the expectation. They just treated you in a way where you developed an expectation. So doubts, lonely, coming through. Negativity, not hopeful, discontent. So behind a vulnerability, the need to keep themselves separate. This person may experience deep loneliness, which is why they have so many people in their energy. Abundance is coming through. This person could have money. They could be abundant, right? They could have bread, right? They could be very successful. Aries energy kept coming out. That's Emperor energy, right? But it's something about, despite the money, they still feel lonely. Despite the money, they still feel lonely. Which one, beloved? This. Their higher self may be calling, right? If this resonates with you or somebody that you dealt with, their higher self could be calling them to deal with the addictions, to deal with the control issues. It's not just addictions. I don't feel like their addiction is women. It's connections. They don't like to be vulnerable, so they cycle people through. They have a couple on the roster. They got a pride of women. Their pride. And everybody understand who it is. And sometimes even in the pride, there could feel like there's a main chick. Sarabi. Right? But what if Mufasa was dipping around with the other ladies in the pride? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. They all know what it is. Most of them do. But could be the expectation they were giving you. Higher self, integration, awakening, timeline shifting. So somebody could be shifting their timeline. Look, temptation, what it is. Look, self-deception, deception, making wise choices. Definitely temptations. I'm hearing Temptations by Tupac. What up, Don? It look like it say, don't you move. Thank you so much for tapping in. We appreciate you for being here. I feel like somebody's higher self is calling them to ascend, to move past this shadow energy, to face their shadows. Anything else in here? Spirit said no. Yeah, maybe it is a union. Maybe they're being called to a higher level connection, right? Even, like I said, the love story, whether it's somebody that may have seen somebody that it's something about you that they are very interested in. It could be a feature. We were picking up lips. They could be like your lipstick. They could be investigating you. They could be looking you up, trying to figure something out. And whatever they've seen, it's like, it's nothing about you that they don't like. But they do got some shit going on in their own background, in their shadow energy. And it's dealing with vulnerability. Can this person get into their emotions? Are they able to release the addictions, deal with the vulnerability that's causing them to be addicted to multiple women, or just to keep themselves busy with women so that they don't get emotionally attached to any specific person? It is their way of controlling. They self-sabotage. And it's something about boundaries as well that's coming through. They may need to even place boundaries around themselves, their own discipline and self-control. Boundaries are for you, not for other people. That's why you don't let yourself cross your boundary for any other person, right? Like, you don't let people break down your boundary because they protect you. And we were getting sexual protection. So it doesn't have to be condoms, but it could be like somebody may have a thing with having risky sexual behavior where they don't always use protection, right? So you might want to think about that if that is a part of your narrative or your sexual habits, right? So Put on a condom. Make sure you protect yourself until you are in something committed and everybody knows, you know what I'm saying, like what it is, or you know what it is. You know, they know. You know, and some people use condoms forever. I don't know, because they don't want kids, you know. But it's other ways to handle that if you married and shit. You know, it's just you and this person. But until they ready to settle down with one person, then they probably want to use some protection. Because they definitely got multiple women. Yeah. Fate is coming through. So higher self energy, fate, fortune, wheel of fortune, karma, right? The cycle, like this cycle on this shit is ending. Their higher self is helping them turn the wheel. Yeah, to release, to purge, to detoxify, right? To surrender, clear, walk away from the addictions. Yeah, inner rising. Yeah, we see trust. And look, I think that's a divine timing. For some reason, I saw a north node. Look, the moon is here. Listening to your intuition, right? Reprogramming the subconscious, facing their emotions, facing the fear, facing the deceit. Things are not as they appear, right? And then we see an unexpected storm. Shit's going down, destruction, conflict, unforeseen changes, sudden news, and we saw the newspaper. And look, somebody watching, spying. They could be watching you, whoever you are, right? They may be really intrigued, but they may not approach you because their emotions and the need to be vulnerable. They may be called by their higher self in order to heal and face their shadows so that they can have the real thing, right? Money and having an array of individuals you can spend your time with or have fun with does not make you feel fulfilled, beloved. They can still feel very lonely despite all of it. Yeah, yeah. We see present is here, attracting gratitude, abundance proactively. We see tranquility and success, like the real shit. And the real shit is union. A fucking soulmate. A soulmate. Decisions. Maybe a proposal. Integration of the yin and the yang energies. Balance. Yeah. And attracting is coming through again. So I don't know if it's you that is attracting or if it's them, but it's something about that. Receive, open, receptivity, opening up, generosity, gifts, and assistance. And yeah, if they really want to attract the real thing or have the real thing in their life, then they have to open up to be receptive. This one. So, I don't know. Path of the Shadows. They put this box all the way on top of the light seer and on top of the ancestors. So we're going to see what they got to say. We're going to see what the ancestors and what light do they need to see or needs to be seen, what lessons from there. They put lack of empathy on top of the numbers, so we may get a number card as well. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your likes. If you can only stay for a minute, please take away a mustard seed. You know, at least you could be like, hey, I heard this chick say something about that. And then it'll give you confirmation of something else. The spirit will tell you. They'll bring it to you in multiple ways. Ride the storm. Didn't we just say it was a storm coming? And look at the synchronicity. Slowing down, but they definitely riding the wave, right? They're riding the wave. This is definitely storm issues, control issues, tornadoes. Ride the storm. Let the chaos and turbulence cleanse your spirit. Purge, purify. And they already pulled the card out that says purge. To purify. So that's instant confirmation right out the box. Purge, purify. Surfing is the emotions. A person, water is all about the emotions. Vulnerability. Right? But, and look, you could tell the vulnerability of finding a diamond like that one is causing a storm in this person. Anytime they feel, you know, like they're going to be vulnerable or need to be vulnerable or something is pulling at their heartstrings, they immediately, you know, block it out, reject it, or push it away. They occupy themselves with multiple people because they don't want to feel for anybody, Ashe. They only want to feel what they need to feel in order to release. They need to stay in control, and they can't have control when they allow themselves to be vulnerable. Breaking the chains. So we do see their higher self is calling them to break the chains. Higher self is calling somebody to break the chains. The only way to overcome this block is to confront them. It's to go back and face the root chakra issues. What is it, in this Leo's pride, facing their darker side, right? What is it? Why do you feel insecure? Why do you feel disconnected from your emotions? Why do you dislike vulnerability? What hurts you? Because it always comes from a place of hurt, where you develop a defense mechanism to protect yourself from being hurt. This one, yeah. Look, wounded healer. Somebody that makes them face their emotions. Connection. Hey, Star Seeker. What up, beloved? Thank you so much for tapping in. What up, gratitude? Hello, Gardner. I don't know what the first part says. UTL Gardner. The wound is a place where the light enters you. And they said they lack empathy, right? Lack of empathy. And look what's at the bottom. Empathy, healing, purpose. The wound is where the light enters you. But we often say the wound is where the light exits you. Like, you have light on the inside. You have light. You create light. You generate light. Right? So if y'all have a wound, then the light that's on the inside of me gets a chance to shine through. I can control which way I respond to the wound. Some people, get hurt and they tend to hurt other people. And some people get hurt and they transform that pain into purpose to help other people, to prevent that same hurt in as much as they can. We don't have the power to stop anything 100%, but you can reduce the incidence. You can have a positive imprint. This one. Yeah, feathered omens is coming through. Even the sweetest bird harbors fierce intentions, self-deceit, illusions, and secret. And we saw keeping you a secret. Secret relationships, right? Self-deception is saying that I'm bigger than this. I'm prideful. I'm boastful. All of this up energy, knowing in the inside that they are lonely. They can have all this shit. They can have all these people around them, whether it's the dudes, whether it's the females, whether it's the, the money and this and that. But inside, they lonely. They lack true connection. Jumbled thoughts is coming in. So somebody is thinking. The mind can make a heaven of hell and a hell out of heaven. Confusion, anxiety, and needing to escape. The mind can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. Confusion, anxiety, escapism through other people. But see, somebody is being called to weather the storm. There's an umbrella, right? And to make a positive change. What up, Tammy? Hey, King. Hey, King Cooper the Dime. Shedding the illusions. Somebody is being called to shed the illusions. Come into reality. Be honest with themselves. Self-love. And self-love doesn't mean hiding underneath or deep in somebody else. Stepping into their authentic self. And you can't step into your authentic self until you deal with root issues. To be secure enough to be you, to be open. Okay. Yeah, we see needing validation, indecisive, toxic, and unfrozen in judgment. So something about the need for validation. As grand as some Leos can be in the spotlight, but it's sometimes that need for validation. Somebody to, I'm hearing dote over them, fawn over them, fall over them. Just like, oh my God, you're so great. Oh my God, this, that, and the other. Like multiple people feeding the ego. It's multiple people feeding the ego, seeking reassurance for your achievements, emotions, or decisions. Not the emotions. It could be, I don't know, but it's definitely achievements and decisions. Right? And I told you, insecurity. It's a thing with insecurity. And you may not see the insecurity because this person may appear very arrogant, very prideful, very up, right? But that's not what's going on in the behind the scenes. That's not the shadow energy. The shadow energy is insecurity. They would have to probably even go all the way back to childhood trauma and find out how did they was their foundation laid, what was the modeling, what was taught to them that made them feel like they could not be vulnerable. And we already know with masculines, right? Oftentimes they're not taught to deal with their emotions. They're not even taught to, to discern or one, control issues. They need to be in control. And two, a lack of range in their emotions. It's emotional intelligence. They may feel like they have emotional intelligence, but they may not. They may have control over a limited amount of their emotions because they don't express the full range of emotion. If you're not tapped into the full range of your emotions, then your intelligence within your emotions is limited. It's boxed in. And therefore, your mindset and how you operate is going to be outdated. Like, if you only understand sadness, happy, anger, right? And you got control over those three, then yeah, you could be like, I'm emotionally intelligent. I don't allow my anger to control me. You know what I'm saying? But you may not understand what, your sexual passion. You may not understand frustration, sexual frustration. You may not understand empathy. You may not understand sympathy. You may not understand, like, all the other range of emotions. Right? And it's coming from insecurity. How arrogance can often mask deep insecurity. A person who appears to be very arrogant is probably just deeply insecure, and they're looking for validation, or they're bigging themselves up to mask the fact that they don't feel so big at all to what. Yeah, mental block is also coming through. A fear of failure. Yeah, keeps you stuck. Break free from limits to unlock your potential. Somebody afraid, and it could be afraid to fail in love. Like, what happens if I finally open up, you know what I'm saying, and I give my heart to this person that I really feel like I could care about, and see, you hear the words that they're using, I really feel like I could care about, right? Then what happens if it don't work out? What happens if they hurt me? They have not learned how to deal with emotional pain. I told you, what if anger is one of the things that they have learned to master? Like, I can master my anger. You fuck around and go to jail one time, you'd be like, I don't want to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? So you learn how to control your temperature. But that's just anger. It ain't got nothing to do with the rest of the emotions that are manipulating them behind the scenes. This person could be very manipulative because they just want to get, their release. They control. They're disconnected from their emotions. Disconnected. Disengaging from the present moment hinders genuine connections. Yeah, they could be resisting change, but they're being called to change. Uncertainty about the future requires you to adapt to new ways of doing things. When you go into a relationship with a person, you plan for it to be this and you plan for it to be that, and y'all talk about a whole bunch of things, but you can never guarantee. You can never guarantee. That's why marriage and shit like that is a work in progress. You are working on the marriage every day. You get up and choose to work on the marriage. You get up and choose to do what's right. You get up and choose this person. You choose the life. It is a daily choice. It is a daily choice that you are making. It is not a vow that you take one time. You get up and you take that vow every single day. Every single day do you vow the same vow. That's how people become disconnected from their vows. Either they never meant it in the first place, right? Or they forget what they vowed because they stopped taking a vow on a daily basis. They forget that marriage is not the wedding is not the end goal. It's a lasting marriage. That's the goal. Right? Till death do you part. That's the goal. It is not getting past the dress and the tuxedo and the party and the food and shit and the honeymoon. Now we did it. No, that's not it. You got to keep doing it every single day. And you work with each other as you grow and as you change. No person is ever going to stay the same. That could be a part of a person's issue. Like, what if we get together and this person change? Well, if you don't change, then what's happening? What's happening? Every single person is going to change. You should be changing. Nobody should be stuck and stagnant and just remain the fucking same. You are the same person that I married 50 years ago. No, they are not. No, they're not. If y'all get married and y'all didn't have kids, the woman that you marry and has your child is going to be a different woman. Definitely going to be a different woman. Why? Because she had a whole human growing in her. Her shit been rearranged literally from the inside fucking out. What the hell? You think that's the same person that pushed out a whole human being? Absolutely not. Motherhood changes you. Biologically, chemically, hormonally, all that shit is going to change. Right? You go through stages of life and growth and maturity. You're going to change. If you are not with the person that you want to see life with and grow through life with, then you are with the wrong fucking person, beloved. Just saying. Path of the shadows. Let's get into it. Somebody don't like that shit. I don't give a fuck. Truth is truth. Truth is truth. Yeah, same as life changes. Both change. We change. What's this? Because I was stuck. Werewolf energy. So somebody definitely had a thing with anger. Only the moon knows what it takes to hide this turmoil. Two sides of the same tormented soul. Two sides of the same tormented soul. Now that's significant. And only the moon knows. And we talked about the moon, and that's emotions, deep emotions, subconscious programming. That smoothie is so good. What do we got? Mirror labyrinth. Illusions and reflections. Who are you trying to fool? When you turn your back to the mirror, there's still someone looking at you. Who are you trying to fool? I see you. That's what I heard. When you turn your back to the mirror, there's still someone looking at you. Which is crazy. The Mummy. Between the ancient past and the modern world, is there any place where I belong? So I did pick up outdated thinking, some seriously old shit. You know what I'm saying? But in the present world, that's not the way of relationships. You know what I'm saying? Old, outdated thinking in relationships right now, it just doesn't work. Which is why that doubts and the loneliness, like that loneliness epidemic. Women are feeling lonely, some women do, and some men do. A lot of people are talking about this on the internet. This shit ain't nothing new. Women are requiring different things in relationships, right? Clarity. right? Provision in ways that have nothing to do with money, right? Safety that comes from, again, honesty, emotional intelligence, being able to deal and identify with a full range of emotion, or at least a broad range of emotion outside of anger, happy, sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you only dealing with those three, then you might have some work to do. I'm just saying. Masculines, they're figuring out what they want from women. Some women, men still want that, what they consider to be a traditional wife, but they need to understand, where did that tradition come from, and is that even really real? Is that a fantasy? Some women like that. Like, I just want to be at home and take care of my husband and take care of the children, and raise the babies. But y'all have to be able to work out something where you provide safety. That woman needs to be kept, and she needs to be secure on a certain level. She has lost career. She's given her career up in her ability to make money, right? To be in the marketplace, skill set, intelligence, connections, her network, all those things that attribute to her own individual net worth, is she's sacrificing to manage the household, which means that the responsibility on the masculine to honor her and secure her is different. And some people like to have that dynamic simply because of control issues. It's simply for this, to control. If she's in the house, I know where she at, and she ain't doing shit. But they could be out there doing whatever they want to, beloved. So you just got to think about the paradigm, and how is it working for the both of you. Even if I didn't have to work because my husband could take care of all the bills, I would still want to work and do something. I have to operate in my purpose. I cannot be disconnected from the world. I cannot allow my skill set to waver, and to my network to diminish or disappear, simply because I'm not financially obligated to the home, right? I can do both. A lot of times it is control. A lot of times it is control. So where does a person land? If the outdated thinking that should be mummified and put in a goddamn sarcophagus is again, that's outdated, it ain't working, and you don't agree with the modern position, then what does that mean? Black cat, grace, mystery, and psychic abilities. They could fuck around and meet a black cat. And y'all know the bullshit, that outdated shit. See, fear of failure is coming through. The fear of failing. I see you. A lot of people feel like black cats is bad luck, but it's not. It's quite the opposite. I wonder, why did they demonize black cats? You might want to look it up, beloved. Just saying. Grace, mystery, and psychic abilities. We see imposter syndrome. In a room full of equals, I stand in doubt, and doubt is already on the table. No doubt. Sexual look, anger management. Didn't we say that the range of emotion was anger? Like, they may have learned to control their anger, but the rest of the emotions, no. See, doubts and lonely. There you go. There you go, Tammy. Right? And see, look. In a room full of equals, I stand in doubt. That's what it is. You can't be arrogant and doubtful, right? It's definitely two sides of a thing. The arrogance is covering up insecurity. Just because you have money and you're surrounded by a lot of people doesn't mean that you're not lonely. You definitely could be lonely. Because you refuse to have a deep connection. You refuse to have fulfilling connections. You refuse to allow yourself true connection, to be close to someone else. And the things that they use to fulfill them doesn't fulfill, is not fulfilling. I don't know why I'm trying to get my mouth together. They don't feel fulfilled. They may look like it on the surface, but they're not. That's the shadow energy. Knowledge, death, and energies. So somebody is transforming, and we see something with time. The spirit had told us divine timing, right? Knowledge, having to transform, death and rebirth energy. They're gonna be called to change. Dagger, action, bravery, and determination. So I'm with this Black Cat. I'm hearing Black Cat by Janet Jackson. Not afraid to die. Mm, 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 mm. Better watch yourself. Oh yeah. Somebody better watch their step. Guidance, illumination, and hope. The Green Lantern. Black Cat, grace, mystery, and psychic abilities. So I don't know if this person has psychic abilities or the person that they're looking at may have psychic abilities. Haunted house. Within these walls, secrets reside. Ghosts are just memories that will never die. Somebody needs to go back home. Not go home like figuratively, but it's metaphorically. Like metaphorically speaking is what I just heard. But it's something with childhood trauma in the household. Get the numbers. Yeah. You hear pleasure principle, Tammy? Yeah. You're so welcome. Hey, Trouble Clef. Thank you so much for being here. This one. Yeah, see, seeing a big picture. Make the choices that reflect the main goal. What is the main goal? Well, we see it in the big picture in a marriage. It's, till death do us part. So, what is the work to get to that point? What is the vows that you have to take on a daily basis and remain committed and dedicated to in order to get to that end, to the end goal? Which one, beloved? This one? Now, see, honor the goal. To honor that goal. We just said to get to the main goal, to death do you part, to honor that goal. You have to honor those vows on a daily basis. Sometimes people don't feel like they have that type of stamina. They have that type of dedication and commitment to give that to one person, to do that every single day. Sometimes it's the fear of missing out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I dedicate myself and commit myself to this one person, am I missing out on somebody better? They may have the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. Yeah. See, and even what you're saying, Tammy's saying is being a widow. She was widowed. If a person has you, again, in that traditional wife role, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with being in that, what society calls a traditional wife, where you are at home taking care of the children, managing the household, right? But what happens if you are widowed? Right? If you don't have the knowledge to do what you need to do to continue to run the household, then you could be stuck in a paradox that's not good for you or the children, right? It's not preparing you. If you don't have the life insurance, if you don't have the trust or the accounts and have understand access and, what I'm saying, knowledge of, financial positioning, are they still keeping you involved? Are they keeping you engaged? Right? Where you can be ready to take over and assume command if for some reason they go away. Not just in divorce, but people pass away, they transition. So if you are not preparing to give successorship to your wife, to continue to sail the ship, then you're not doing your job in a relationship. Again, it's control issues. Managing the household is not no small feat. And oftentimes it's unpaid labor, right? And just paying the mortgage, a light bill, the gas bill, taking care of the cars, that's not the same thing. It's just not. I don't know. See 7-Eleven, persistence is coming through. And we see 222, trust fall. Your angels ask you to trust your place in life right now. Persistence, reap the rewards of your efforts. If this person goes through their shadow energy, childhood trauma to find out why they lack security, unable to definitely get into, their full range of emotions or a broader range of emotions, right? Why are they using women and other people as a form of escape? Right? Why are they unable to truly connect? How far does it go? And if it goes back to a particular day or a particular person, can they dig into that shadow energy and resolve it? Spirit is calling them to do it. Their higher self is calling them to evolve. They could be resisting change, but change is the only constant. Divine connection. So they could be being called into a divine connection. Right? Have faith. 300, 400. That's a progression. Have faith. Your angels hear you. They could be, your angel team could be, their angel team could be listening to their higher heart, right? Higher heart activation. It could be listening to their true heart, their heart of hearts, what they really, really want, but they are afraid to go get. And it takes that Leo courage to do it. Power. You got the power to do it. They have the power to do it, right? It's almost like I'm talking, this conversation feels like it's switching, almost like the person would be in the room listening. So if you are going through any of this and it's resonating for you, beloved, then, take it. Take it as a sign from your higher team to go back and work through those shadows. That takes strength and courage. Vulnerability is strength, it's not weakness. It takes a lot of courage to trust another person, right? To feel like, oh my God, I'm putting my heart in your hands, right? But you have the ability to discern the type of person that you give that trust to. Trust fall. You just not going to fall on any random ass person. They're going to move the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying? Give it time to develop. Slow down. A slower pace. You can see how a person responds through the seasons. Are you growing together? What happens when, they're going through something? How do they handle their own shit? What happens when you're going through something? How do they support you through your challenges, right? So it's all about that. Look, soul renovation. Somebody is being changed from the inside out. Soul level. Shedding the past and awaken to the truth. Yeah, farewell, goodbye to the old shit. 24 is 6, 9 and 6 is 15. It's a tower moment. No, devil, toxicity. 15, I saw a tower moment though. Why am I seeing tower? Anywho. But 15 is the devil energy. Face that shadow. Anything else in here in Spirit say no, but they're giving us another energy. Synchronicity. Look for the signs. I promise y'all I'm having a hard time making it make sense. The math is just not math. And 9 and 7 is 16. And 2 more is 18. That's moon energy. We definitely talked about the moon. 1 and 8 is 9. Something is coming to a completion. Look, 1 and 8 is 9. 3 and 6 is 9. Prosperous growth. Like, prosperity just doesn't include money. Right? Look, shit, and it's another card behind here, and we couldn't separate it. And look, 15, 555 is 15. That's the number that we had that wasn't fucking mathing. I don't know what the hell, that shit looks weird to me. But, look. Wow. Listen. 6, 7, 8. Lionsgate. August. Today is what? 8, 9? Gratitude everywhere. 10. Have gratitude. Challenge yourself to be thankful. And look for unconditional love. Unconditional love. Love under new management has been coming through. With the word new coming through. 601 is 7. Embrace the unknown. Somebody is being challenged. It's like if they don't know, if they can't control, then it makes them feel vulnerable. And that's what they're being called to release. That's at 15. Farewell to what was. You want this one? You want this one? The big deck. They want the big deck. Underneath the other one, though, is the moon. That's that 18. Dealing with those emotions. Subconscious emotions. Chariot. Strength and determination. Number 7. The Chariot. July. Cancer energy. Strength and determination. See, somebody really feel the kind of way. Discontent. They might be a little lonely. They got all them cups around there. But damn it. Look. They got these 3. They don't even really feel fulfilled by that shit. But here's a cup right here. And it's being handed to them. But they don't see it. They don't want it. So rest, healing, 4 of Swords, healing, meditation. Yeah. See, stop deceiving self-sabotage, self-deception. Like that shit is over. It's not, making them feel hydrated or nourished. It's dry. You just out there surrounded by all this shit. They thoughts and could be the problem. Justice. They need to bring themselves to balance. Look, it's definitely a spiritual lesson because here's the Hierophant. Something higher, calling them could be higher self energy, calling them to balance themselves out, to come to justice, to come out of their head. And that's what we were getting, like all of this shit, right? That. Look at this. They definitely not happy. It's what's going on in the inside. So, Ace of Wands, passion, desire, could be chemistry. It could be just like that lust energy, right? And look, again, the 9 of Swords is coming through, right? Somebody might look, Queen of Wands coming through. So, they may be like, shit, I like this person, right? They could be a Queen of Wands, could be like the mate. She is the mate to the King of Wands. But it's like she matching your, they fly. They recognize. They recognize. I could probably have success with this person. Or maybe they think I might be able to have success with this person. I think. Yeah. What is true success? Told you, 15. Toxic energy. 15. Boom. That's number 15. 555. Major change. Having to change something major. A major arcana. Change. Trust. They don't trust. Your angels are asking you to trust your place in life right now. Trust. Trust the unknown. Trust what you think you don't know. Letting go of control. Puppeteering and engineering. Lies and deceit. Self-deception is what is given. Right? Look at the sun. Leo energy. 19. Solar plexus. Hell hot. And here's the tower moment. We were picking up 16. I was like, I don't know why we seeing 16. We are seeing the tower. Here it is. 16. Boom. Clarity. Getting clarity. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your presence. For however long you choose to stay, beloved. Look, 10 of Pentacles. A person can have a lot of money. But what else do you see in the picture? It's not just money. It's family. It's connection. It's the true shit. It's the real shit. It's the shit that, really means something. Hierophant. That's the lesson from their higher self. Like, what is the real thing? Right? You can manifest it, but you may not. You may have to change your magician tactics. Right? Yeah, justice. Bring it to back. Look at these major arcanas. Temperance angel, magician, justice. And it could be, again, we saw a person that's like that mysterious, that black cat energy, like psychic abilities that I was getting. I see you type of energy, right? I see you. They could be dealing with a person, you know, we are a psychic, we are a medium, blah, 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 blah. So if we were to take ourselves, for example, there would be a lot of people that don't want to be, you know, they're shy away from it, depending on their belief system, hierophant, or just the fact that we can feel, we can sense, we can, you know, see energy, you know, we get revelation. I may not even know something, like have tangible proof, but I may feel something. And sometimes you could be with a person that could see to the core of you. They could see beyond what other people see. They could see, yeah, I see behind the mask of happy. I see beyond all of the flitting around and the moving around and the traveling and the this and the that. I see beyond the money. I know what your heart is doing. I see your heart. And that makes a person feel vulnerable. They may not be able to connect with that, or they're afraid to. So if they are with some, look, I told you, Emperor energy. I was getting Emperor. We picked that up. Look at this shit. In a row. Y'all seen us shuffle these cards? So it could be the righteous thing, the right thing to do. Like, yeah, that's okay. That's really real. That this person is a fucking seer. They're a magician. They're a manifesting generator. That they are some sort of angelic spirit. That this is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. That I've sent you this person. It is a divine connection. That's what we're getting. It's a divine connection for this masculine. And they could be betrayed. Right? They could be like, you know what, this person actually see what's going on behind the scenes. They see these 10 swords that you're dealing with. They see the loss, the 5 of pentacles that you're dealing with. They see the confusion that you're dealing with. They see the illusion that you're dealing with. The reason why you keep so many options. They understand it. They see it. That's not a bad thing. But a person that wants to control and keep up illusions and keep up a mask will shy away from that because they know they can't hide from you. So they would sit here like this, refusing the cup because they can't hide from the truth. They can't hide from the truth. I see you. See, Queen of Wands, I see you. You see the black cat? Right? I see you. She's working her magic. A light worker. I see you. That's what it is. And it would be a divine connection. And we do see somebody either waiting for something to come in. They could be watching from afar. They could be afraid to jump in and ride the storm. That's that other one. Where is it? It's right around here. It's 2. Here it is. Thank you. See? See how these, they are in the water, on the surfboard. This one right here, they're afraid. They're standing at the shore. Maybe the water is too calm and they're waiting for the storm. Like the storm is going to come so that they can actually get out there and ride it. Right? So, but it is a way. I think they can go out there and paddle out and wait for the wave. At least they're in the water. They're in their emotion and they're not standing on the shore. Just with this passion and desire. Right? Looking at the 3 wands, the 3 cups. They don't even want this shit. Right? They're not even invested. They're passionate about something. Right? They're looking in a direction, but they haven't got into the water. They haven't dealt with the emotion. They're not ready to do that, to ride the wave, and even to allow it to go slow, taking a slower pace. Appreciate the journey rather than just rushing towards the destination. How do you appreciate the journey? Yeah. Stop juggling energies. One. Come to balance. That's what they want. Everything. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, 10 Pentacles. They got a lot of money, but they may not have the ultimate emotional fulfillment. And that's a difference. Home. Right? Go back home for one and figure out what was going on, the connections, right? And figure that out so that they can build a home full of connections, right? Move forward. Number 7, Chariot. Anything else? Nope. That's what we got. Let's pick it up. Let's pick it up. A lot of major arcanas came out in this reading in the Light Seer. Somebody is definitely going through a major transformation. And with the Lionsgate portal yesterday on 8/8/2026, that broke down to the number 17, which broke down to the number 8. So I feel the infinite moving, right? I feel somebody's power, right? Again, I definitely was picking up shadow energy, Leo's pride, right? Hence why we got on the Detroit Lion today. The Lion's pride is facing that darker side, right? The ability to align with a person, to collaborate, teamwork. Address the multiple energies, third parties. Somebody need to protect themselves, I'm telling you. Till they ready, because they may manage their anger and shit by having a release. So they may need to protect themselves because they just using other people. And that shit is toxic. We did pick up the fact that somebody that they ain't gave nobody no commitment. Like, they ain't said out their mouth that we together like that. But they treating somebody like they together like that. And they gonna fuck around. They could get caught with another person. And then that shit could cause problems. And they like, well, I never told you that's what it was. But you was acting like it. You can't be pulling on people's emotions and don't expect them to get emotional. Queen of Wands energy, I don't know what the fuck. So that could be another Queen of Wands. It could be, somebody who thought they was the one, like Queen Bee type of energy. I don't fucking know. Lying and cheating and shit. Cheating and lying and cheating. But is it really cheating when we wasn't really committed? Just saying. Protect yourself. 7 of Wands, that's protection. Put something on it. Put something around it. You fuck around and end up in a, okay. Look, 10 of Pentacles and shit, shocking, awakening, divine intervention, because there's some secrets. You don't know what the fuck they're not saying and what they're doing when you're not around. But it's given like you kind of know, but you don't want to act like it. You want to think that because you Queen of Wands or some shit, like this person is going to change or wife you or whatever, but you may not be the Queen of Wands that they are really looking for. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple Queen of Wands. This person may not just, they probably just have access to beautiful women. You know what I'm saying? If it's a masculine, they got access to beautiful women. And all of these women would think they the top spot. The way that they treat these people be like, I ain't telling you what it is, that it's something that is not. And you kind of know because we not committed. You know what I'm saying? So you know what it is. So why you acting like that? Because they made them feel it. These people need to control their fucking energy. Control that anger fucking management. Somebody gonna blow the fuck up. Why the fuck is you in my phone? Why you showing up? Why you popping up? Why you checking my location? They probably don't got their location, but they track their ass some kind of way. But it's giving like, I ain't never told you that's what it was, Ashe. Yeah, World card. Completion, cycle. A new cycle. Yeah, look, love coming through. A real divine connection. A real divine connection. Like a person that, I don't know, whatever. The spirit is saying, look, they going to have to make a choice. It's a decision here, judgment. It's a decision here, judgment. The truth. I don't know if that's a spirit of intelligence coming through, their higher self coming through, dealing with them to face the truth of they self. Emperor, you gotta face the truth of yourself. This is a spiritual lesson from your higher self coming through. Hierophant coming down to counsel you, not just yeah. It's giving spiritual counseling from your higher self. Yeah, giving and receiving. Slow the fuck down. Eight of Wands. Don't be rushing off and just jumping into shit. You know, slower pace. Who the fuck are you giving to? Who are you giving to? Some of these people is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You don't know who the fuck you dealing with all the time. You just jumping into some shit because a chick is pretty or a dude look good. No, baby. Some of these people is crazy. You need to see some shit. Leo in illumination. See it. What is true happiness and bliss? Is it running from person to person, or is it see, Five of Cups, holding back your energy, don't do shit but lead you to regret and sadness? Or are you holding back your energy due to some past regret and sadness? Unafraid, Spirit said. Solar plexus, transmute that energy. Where there's a will, there's a way. You get up and you take the vow every single day, and you find somebody that is willing to take the vow with you. That they are just as dedicated, loyal, committed, you know, those attributes. Those ones that have nothing to do with physical characteristics. Eight of Cups. It's giving walk away from that past shit. Right? You know, and maybe that's the fear that they will get left. A fear of abandonment. Like a person that I'm going to have to walk away and leave. Or a person will leave me. That is going to end in disappointment. Yeah, Chariot. So, I don't know. It's something about that Chariot. It's about the strength and determination and willpower that's associated with it. And it's also balancing out the light and the dark, beloved. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. So somebody may need to be single for a minute. You know, to purge. See? Hermit. Purge. Get into the soul. Soul searching. Releasing. Soul searching and releasing. Look, that character currency. Taking it slow. Knight of Pentacles. Recalling your energy. You know, dedication, commitment, planning. You know, practical. Dealing with all those people is not necessarily practical. Yeah, that's what somebody's soul is saying. You're like, trust fall. That's what they threw the Hermit on. What is your soul saying? Trust fall. The Fool, new beginning. Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. And that's what we were picking up, that 8. You see how the infinite loop, it's on the Two of Pentacles too. Right? What you put out is what you get back. If you put out non-committal energy, playing games with people, then that's what you get back. But when you take the time to stop, to purge, to heal, and you move forward from a soul space, and you are ready to have something really real in your life, then you will call in something really real. You put that energy out there and move with intention, you will get it. Thank you guys so much for your energy. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. See, what you focus on grows. Whatever you focus on is what you will grow. And this is 10 and 17. That's 17 Pentacles. What you focus on grows. If you focus on harmony and stability, that's what you will get. Look, Strength card, Leo fucking energy. Leo energy. What you focus on grows. But somebody got to make the decision and figure out, like, why am I stuck? What is it? For somebody, it's childhood issues. It's that shadow shit. It's like the inability to be vulnerable. It's control issues, needing to control. It's tapping into a broader range of emotions. Being able to ride the storm, to slow down. Feathered omens, like facing the self-deceit. Understanding that it's something behind their arrogance, and facing the truth of it. Is it really insecurity? Like, do you need a lot of people to validate you? Like, why? Wounded healer. Really needing to be healed, to face the wounds, to, clarify, get a clear state of mind. Why are they using people as a form of escapism? What is the anxiety over a true connection? A higher relationship. Whoa. It's a control. Insecurity is leading a person to control. Temptation and releasing. Purging. Purging from self-deception to make wise choices. Surrender. Emotional release. Clearing the mind and walking away. And we saw the 8 of Cups. Walking away. Trust. Power. Persistence. Soul renovation. Shedding the past to awaken the truth. Walk away from the bullshit. Your angels hear you, and they hear your higher heart for somebody. Right? Your authentic self is calling. Feathered omens, and we were getting all feathered omens is giving signs and synchronicities. Like, pay attention to the signs. Honor your goals and stay focused on the big picture. Help is coming, and it's giving your higher self. It could be a person that you're going to connect to. And I was saying it's going to be a person you connect to. And look, it's a new connection. So keep your mind open. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa, it's definitely like we can do healing. Right? We can. You can heal. You can release. You can purge. And then you decide what it is that you desire from there. A lot of people would say they don't desire relationships or connections at all. It may not that you don't want a romantic connection. And for some people, that's true. But a lot of people will say that simply because they're still dealing with a past hurt. They are afraid of being vulnerable. They may even be under the mindset that there's no good people out there. Nobody to connect to. Like, all men are on bullshit and all women are on bullshit, so I'd rather just say fuck it. The last time I was with a person or every other relationship I was in turned out like this. But healing says that we must do our own shadow work because it was something in you that allowed yourself to connect to those people. What was it in you that needs to be healed? Do you trust yourself now to make a good decision for you? A lot of times the answer is no. Personal responsibility. See, oftentimes we have to take personal responsibility. Now, everybody don't be wanting to hear that shit, but it's true. It's true. I had to go through, we all go through it. Testimony to Terrell. You know what I'm saying? Tammy said, fuck that math. Right? I had to go through it too. We all go through it. I chose people and allowed them into my life when they shouldn't have been in my life. I freaking discounted my intuition. I didn't go with my first mind. I didn't go with my gut. You know what I'm saying? And I end up learning lessons for that. I learned to listen to my intuition. When my body is speaking and telling me that a person is not good for me, then I listen. I had to break social programming, right? I had to break programming and modeling from my family that had me thinking that relationships were supposed to look a certain kind of way, and they just don't. Social programming is heavy shit. We grew up on Disney thinking that a person supposed to come in and sweep you off your feet and steal you away and solve all your fucking problems. That shit don't happen like that. No. And then when you start deciphering the fucking movies, you be like, damn, Cinderella was like 15 years old? What the fuck? Snow White was like 14? You know how old was Sleeping Beauty? Oh, you just fucking, that shit is weird. You start seeing like shit for what it really fucking is. Yeah, mom and dad might have stayed with dad, or your great grandma might have stayed with your great granddad, but shit, she probably didn't really have a choice. She probably would have left if she had the ability to get her own house, a fucking bank account, and a job, and all this shit, get her own fucking credit. That's why women are not mostly in relationships, because oftentimes it was used as a tool of control. Yeah, self worth. So, high vibrational energy, healing. We all have the ability to heal a sense of unworthiness. It's worth something better than that. You know, masculine energy coming through. That yang energy. We see fate in healing the past. For some reason, somebody's closed off and resistant to their emotions. Logical, confident, assertive, protective, wounded but controlling, aggressive, and egoic. That's everything that we've been saying. Wounded, controlling, aggressive, and egoic. So they could appear logical, confident, assertive, and protective, but underneath the bottom, they could really have some other attributes in that shadow energy. Spirit guides. And so somebody's spirit guides is providing them that assistance. They showed that card that said help is incoming. Divine guidance. And look again, signs and synchronicities, right? It could be a guardian. A guardian. Shoot. Alpha Omega. Let these cards speak. All right, let the cards speak. Renewal. There's spark. And it's kind of flipping in reverse. New life, finish starts. Finish starts. Finish what you started, maybe. New life, fresh start, rejuvenation. They don't want me to read none of that shit. Healing after crisis and sacral chakra. Healing after crisis. Present, staying in the present moment and freeing themselves. Freeing themselves from toxic shit. Taking a leap of faith. That's the fool card. Breaking free. A whole new cycle. Fast changes, but a new direction. Apology. Forgiveness. Definitely somebody sitting in a South Node energy. For some reason, summer could be significant. It could be the end of this summer. It could be by next summer. If this person got to do this level of healing, it may be next summer, beloved. Shit. Look, okay, well, spring, late spring, early summer could be somebody's making a decision. Right? And look what's picking out in the back. Pluto. Letting go. Death card. Ending. Resilience, a transformation, and power energy. So, yeah, external party and a loss. Somebody feels wounded. Yeah, somebody may be going towards their wish fulfillment. Like, maybe they feel wounded because they thought they was finna get their wish fulfilled and it didn't happen because, like, shit, they was seeing somebody else, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you again. I've got O's. I got O's in different area codes. O's. Oh, is what I heard. Ludicrous. What is this? A ghoul. In the shadows I dwell, feeling on what I can, feeding on what I can, not remembering when was the last time I tasted life. That life tasted well. So they feeding on shit in their shadows and they don't, somebody overthinking. Each thought a labyrinth, endless, obscure. There's no peace amidst this imposed torture. So this could be two people. This could be The masculine we've been talking about, that be in a shadow energy, feeding on whatever they want to feed on, because they got O's in different area codes. And then somebody was overthinking in their mind, thinking that it was something that more than what this person told them that it was. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time with the Raven. Okay? Look at this. Sabotaging relationships is what it says. Sabotaging relationships. In the tangle of love, my demons emerge, and I wonder if yours will ask them to dance. So they would have to connect to other people who got self-worth issues. Just because you beautiful doesn't mean that you got self-worth issues. Anytime that you would be in competition with other women so that you could win a particular person because you feel like they the motherfucking prize, you got an issue with your self-worth. I'm just saying. Moon, I feel like that's what it is. It might be a different planet, but I feel like it's the moon. Starry observation. A little piece in a cosmic puzzle. Universe only reveals its secret if you dare to dance in the starry dazzle. So I feel mysterious. Toad is coming through personal growth, transformation, and letting go. Letting go. And see, they in their water. They on a little lily pad or whatever, but they in the water. Transform. Get out there. Stop procrastinating. Being toxic and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking skeleton. Just fucking being toxic. Look, anger management is toxic. Put that shit down. The fuck? Gorgon is here. Remember, we were just talking about a Gorgon. We were talking about Medusa. But we were saying that originally Gorgons were thought to look very different. Like their mythology goes further back than Medusa and her two sisters, right? It goes back to something that's kind of like a masculine type of beast. I can't remember, they had a head like something. Let's look it up. And we see the Grim Reaper. So something is dying. In the realm of twilight, where shadows converge, the Grim Reaper's scythe guides ghouls to the verge. So somebody is being guided to the edge. They're being guided to the edge. I want to look up Gorgon again because there is the original mythology. And it took us a minute to get to it. So I'm going to see if we can find it. Original Gorgon myth. Yep. In the earliest Greek myths, the Gorgons were three. Well, that's the three monstrous sisters. That's not what we're talking about. That's the wrong one. But I'm going to show y'all the image. And y'all see, it's very different. It's not what we see. You can see it's very different than Medusa. So this is like the current mythology of a Gorgon. It would be like Medusa and her two sisters. But here's the image of the old shit. You see how it is? It's not what they say it is. Let's move this out the way. Look. They're devouring. It kind of reminds me of the lust card that's in the Kipperish deck. Like with the way their tongue is hanging out and their teeth. It looks real monstrous. But you can see it's clearly a masculine image. Here's another one. Now I think this is the later one because this one is given feminine. See that? So it's like it's changed and evolved over time. That's crazy. So I don't know a super lot about it because, like I said, I just started researching them. Something called me to research it. Here's another one, right? It's not feminine. You can tell because they ain't got no shirt on and it ain't no boobies. You know what I'm saying? So it's more than one myth. in relation to a Gorgon. One is definitely the Medusa story. One says that she was born a Gorgon, like that's just what she is. Another one says that she was a beautiful goddess and then she was taken advantage of. She was sexually assaulted, and Athena was her mentor. And so she went and told Athena about the assault, and I think Athena cursed her and turned her into this. So, and then there's another one that says it's relative to a masculine. So, the monster they feared, now I've become, still seeking for revenge with my cold heart of stone. So, somebody could be definitely seeking revenge for their cold heart. So, somebody may even fuck with women like in the way that they do simply because they are taking um, revenge on women based on what they've been through. You know, so you could be caught in a crossfire. You know what I'm saying? Other people could notice, like, they only get with women and they hurt them because they've been hurt by a woman. And that woman that they've been hurt by could definitely be like a mother or somebody prominent in their life. Lantern, guidance, illumination, and hope. Somebody may need to be illuminated to that. They're being guided. They're being illuminated. It may be provided hope for healing and changing. I don't know. Because spirit guide is definitely here. So that's synchronicity. Yeah. Anything else in here? Distance. Time out. It's giving that hermit card. You know how the hermit in the light seer goes up the mountain and they start sitting there and meditating and they start levitating and shit when they come into enlightenment. But that's what I'm getting. Like, somebody needs to distance themselves from relationships, period, and take a time out. Right. For somebody, they may need to take a time out from now until fucking spring. Like, don't do shit until next year, beloved. Okay, these turned. Yep, connection to somebody else. We see avoidant issue, and we picked up avoidance earlier. Avoidance. So, in the dance of shadows, I conceal and evade. Fierce veil keeps me distant in the dark's cool shade. So, somebody is an avoidant. And we see mirror and a nymph. In this mundane world, I now roam inside this concrete jungle where is my home. So somebody is looking for a home. Crystal ball. And this could be somebody else could be a seer. Intuition, clairvoyance, and focus. Right? A seer. Do they consider this seer to be an evil queen? I don't know. But, yeah, overthinking. But definitely a spirit guide, and then somebody could be being guided towards a seer, and that's what we were getting, like that first Queen of Wands, that black cat energy. Nymph energy is not the seer; is that somebody else that's looking for a home. But yeah, it's given. That nymph is a people pleaser. They're doing whatever they can do to get this person to win them as a prize. And it's like, you need to figure out your self-worth. That's what I'm getting. But again, I was picking up a seer, and we even used our own testimony like we are a seer. And a lot of times people shy away from that because it's like you can't really hide your energy. We're going to feel it, right? We see things that other people just don't see. We see past the arrogance, the mask of arrogance. We see past the bravado. We see past the ego. We see to the heart of a thing, and that could be disconcerting. Ghoul, right? That's what's coming through again, right? A ghoul, right? In the dark shadows I dwell, feeding on what I can. Not remembering when was the last time that life tasted well. Like, you can tell or you can see that what they doing just not fulfilling. Like, you don't even like that shit. Like, why are you doing it? You know what I'm saying? But if you like it, I love it. I don't have to like it. I just love, beloved. 555 50 55. A grimoire is coming through. Spell book. Wisdom, experience, hidden knowledge. So that guide, the seeker, I did say guide and a seeker, but the seer, somebody is being guided. I don't know, guide and seeker just came through, so put a pin in that. Because we were trying to reference the seer, right? And the hidden knowledge that they have. They could see why a person is procrastinating. They may even, like I said, to the depths of something. That's what I'm picking up. And a haunted house. Like, I can see why you procrastinated. I can see why you delayed. It was something that was going on. It could be with home. It could be, modeling, world purview, all these things that are afflicting a person. Like, you need to go home and heal that. And home is where the heart is, right? So, where did you leave your heart? Where did you leave your heart? What deck of cards go? Oh, this one. Where did you leave your heart? Was your heart left in your mama house? Was it left in your grandma house? Where, those people who raised you and, they didn't show you or help you or teach you, like, just because you're a masculine, like, masculines have emotions too. Did you grow up too fast? Because slowing down is a thing. Like, did you have to, for some reason, become the man of the household and shit and do things that grown dudes would supposed to be doing, right? Did they teach you that boys cry too, that you have emotions, that it's okay to be afraid, that, how did they respond to you when the first girlfriend broke your heart and shit? Like, what happened? The mask of happiness. I told you, somebody wears a mask of happiness. And as a seer, we can often look at people and be like that, like they look like they happy, but they not. I can see beyond that. I can see to the heart. And your face may be smiling, but I can see the tears and the sadness that's in the heart. And that's disconcerting for some people because they cannot just put on a mask and wear the facade and fool a person. As a seer or an empath, I've had to learn with dealing with this because I see past the mask and I see the heart, and I have a tendency to connect with that. You know what I'm saying? To be like, no. And I want to love you up and hug you, and you know what I'm saying? Because I feel the sadness. And I want to pour into it. But I've had to learn how to control myself because that's not my job. That's not my place, beloved. I see it. We can have conversation about it, but it's your job to heal it. It is the person's job to heal their heart. The mask of happiness. They brought that right on out. Are you hiding sadness behind a forced smile? Hiding sadness behind a forced smile. Authenticity heals deeper than avoidance. And isn't that word again? Avoidance. Why do you avoid? Why are you masking the sadness behind the happiness? The veil between worlds and strength and vulnerability. And we said this. They had an issue with vulnerability, right? But there's strength in vulnerability where they have been taught, like masculines are taught that vulnerability is a weakness. But that's not true. That's a fucked up world purview. What is that? Releasing judgment. Release judgment. It's strength in vulnerability. Sacred rest. Like, slow down. The veil between worlds. Connect with ancestors and guides. Their wisdom will illuminate your healing path. Okay? That's kind of weird. It kind of looked like those images we showed y'all a little while ago. But we ain't going to say nothing, though. Even though we just did. Yeah, a lot of people just don't. I mean, and this is for people who are in toxic masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a masculine. It could be a feminine. A woman that's like, that has is really deep in their masculine energy. Like, not just like act like a dude type of thing, but it's like girls are players too. Like, I'm not settling down. Like, for what? I don't want to be fucking married to nobody. I want to do my goddamn thing. I want to go, whatever the hell, whatever. They are avoiding relationships too. Letting go of the old you. Look, the soul's longing, and that's what we were picking up. Like, their higher self, you know what I'm saying, knows what their soul really wants. What parts of yourself have you neglected? Your soul is calling for a deeper connection. And we definitely picked up divine connection, deep connection. That's what it is. It is not the superficial, just using various people as a form of escapism to avoid emotional connectivity, emotional depth, a soul connection. But their heart really desires it. Their higher heart desires it. Their soul desires it. But they're masking the hurt and the pain in their insecurity through arrogance and ego. They're getting a secondary benefit, which is validation, but it's not fulfilling. It's just not. It's superficial. So letting go of the old you. You are not who you were. Honor your past, but do not cling on to it. Release it. Abandonment. Abandonment's echo. See, they could have been abandoned in the past. And in order to protect themselves from future abandonment, they don't allow themselves to be vulnerable. They don't want anybody to have control over them like that anymore. You don't have the control or the power to hurt me like that by walking away from me. It's simple. So in order to do that, I keep people at a distance. I'll cycle through. I'll, get what I need from you, and you. But I'm never going to connect deeply to any of you. And that's what I'm picking up. Recognize where those feelings of rejection stem from. Trust that you are never truly alone. Yeah, shadow integration. So somebody need to do that shadow work. Healing comes when you stop fighting your darkness instead of learning from it. Stop fighting the darkness and learn from it. That's what's lying beneath the surface. This one, or you want to do the yin and yang? Shadow work. We just chopping up these cards, y'all. Getting the last messages out as we shuffle them up and put them up. Yeah. You learn from your mistakes, then you shouldn't be making the same mistake because you learned it. If you make the same mistake, then you didn't learn it. Still some more learning to do. Still some more learning to do. And sometimes, and I'm getting, do it till you get it right. Not just do it till you satisfied, but you try it in a different way. You know what I mean? You learn from those mistakes. You apply the lessons to your life, and you do shit a different way. Yeah, renewal. Spark is coming back through. A renewed spark. And external party. Situations. Karmic partner. Friends, family. Yeah, somebody definitely hooked up with a karmic ass person. Yeah. Ace of fire. Passion. Yeah. Yeah, definitely the passion and loss. Wounded. See, renewed spark though. And then I'm hearing that song After the Rain. So I don't know, or After the Pain, but I hearing After the Rain, like a remix. After the storm, after the rain. What is it about this one? Yeah, self-worth. Somebody need to really understand their self-worth. And see, they need to slow down and probably just kind of chill and focus on themselves at least until spring of next year. Yeah, get some clarity. Get some clarity. Right, understanding who you are. Closed off, resistant. Renewal, self-care, and dealing with the past. Doing some self-care, some self-reflection, and dealing with past issues. Past suffering. Healing yourself and allowing yourself to be renewed. to be born again, especially with the spring. It's given like somebody may need to shut it down for a nice couple of months. I'm getting at least like 6-7 months, some shit like that. Yeah, understand what fulfillment is to you. What really fulfills you? What is it that you really want? And why are you afraid to go get it? What's lying beneath the surface? That could be what's being revealed. Like all of the behaviors and the way that you express yourself is covering up something that's deeper, that's, in your shadow self, needing to go into that shadow side. Leo's pride facing the shadow side. Toxic energy and bad choices. What is that? Why? What is the why? Sometimes you just need to go in and deal with you and find out what's really going on with you. What lies beneath the surface? Whoa. A lot of energy in here. Game over. See, hurt. Energy. Trash. Throwing away something. Getting rid of it, right? Tossing some shit out. They say get rid of it. Somebody need to do some spell correction. Spell correction. Evil eye energy. Come on with the buffering. It took you 2 years to heal. Yeah. It takes a lot. Anything else in here? Spirit said no. Look, what have we been saying this whole time, yo? Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Just because you understand happy, sad, angry, hungry doesn't mean, and not even hungry, it's just happy, sad, and angry, right? Or even hungry because you feel hungry, so now you got to go feed off some shit. But it's like, that's not emotional intelligence. You could be very intelligent in those few emotions, but your range is so limited that it equates to a lack of emotional intelligence. They said that shit so many times in this read, beloved. That's why I love doing this portion of the session. We used to do it off camera, right? We'd do the read and be like, that's it. And then we'd shuffle up all the cards. And Spirit would just be bringing out so many confirmations of everything that they already said. And really just bringing in the message, summarizing it, giving extra insight. So we decided to just do it on camera. Sometimes we would have so many decks around where we were like do a chop it up session. But we just decided to include it. Emotional release to go right along with that emotional intelligence. This is why we do this, right? Somebody closed-minded, they need to really work with their shadows, right? Get in touch with your shit, right? Because it's causing you to self-sabotage, beloved, for somebody. Sacred boundaries. Like, do you see yourself as a sacred being? Right? That everybody doesn't have access to your energy. They just don't. That's a deception. Right? Dark reflection. When you look into the abyss looks back. Seek truth. Free yourself. Liberation. When you look into your dark self, your darker self, integrity, transparency, and trust. Where is your own integrity? A slippery slope erodes trust. Honesty fosters connection and authenticity. Being honest, that shit could be tricky. I didn't tell you that we was committed. I never told you that, but damn it, you acting it. So your words and your actions are not in alignment, and it gives off a sense of confusion. It may be like, oh, he doing all these things or she doing all these things, so maybe they feel a different kind of way than what they're saying, but no, they just using that as a way to get what they want. So have courage. Leo energy. Courage. That strength. Stop hiding behind a mask of happiness. Show up and let yourself be seen. Fear, and there's that word again. Vulnerability. Growth. Vulnerability is strength. It's not a weakness. Am I doing this right? I think this goes here. Thank you. Shame and guilt. Yeah. That showed up too. Spirit said anything else in here? Yes. Somebody dealing with those emotions, insecurity, shame, and guilt. Seductive allure, the things that I've done. All while on the run, shame and guilt over the things I've done. Yep, closed-minded, dancing with those shadows coming through, the things that they have done. See, to escape the truth. Escape is, they said what they said, to escape the truth. Leo's pride, facing the darker side. Addicted. What's the addiction? They showed that earlier. Addicted to people, addicted to escaping. This one. This one. No. Which one? Both. See? Both. One in each hand. They want both. You and them. And it's not going to work like that. Facing their fears. They need to face the fears. Moving too fast. Look at the little bunny. They said slow down, though. It's not about being fearless, right? But having the courage to progress despite the fears. Baby steps. Tunnel vision. Consumes thoughts and emotions, often blinding you to the bigger picture. And who was here when they pulled out the bigger picture in the numbers card? They definitely said that, blinding you to the bigger pictures. Emotions often blind you to the bigger picture. Anything else in here? Yeah, see, self-sabotage. And can't forgive. They can't forgive something. They can't forgive somebody that hurt them. And look, judgment. And they definitely deal with anger. Right? They can't forgive somebody that hurt them. And so they place a judgment that maybe they will manipulate, the rest of them. So if this is a female that got hurt, she manipulates men because she can't forgive the one that hurt her. If it's a masculine, then he can't forgive the woman that hurt him, so he manipulates all the other ones. But unforgiveness only hurts you. It makes you sabotage yourself. You're not hurting the person that originally hurt you. So you're hurting the other good people that you come in contact with. The ones that you can manipulate and call and attract into your circle. You become a karmic lesson onto all of them that you connect with. And the karmic lesson that they learn is to figure out why you're connecting with these people. What would have you competing with other women or competing with other men to win somebody who has put themselves in a self-proclaimed position of the prize, beloved? The elusive one. The one that can't nobody nail down, can't nobody get to commit, and you feel like you're the one that's going to do it? Shit. Resisting change. So a lot of times people get a thrill after chasing the one that's resistant. The one that nobody could hammer down, nobody could nail down, nobody can pin down, right? I think they make television shows and shit. Ain't that where the fuck The Bachelor comes from? All these people in the same house, the bachelor, the bachelorette, competing for this eligible person, right? Because they are such a good catch. You'll never get a chick like me on that shit. I'm just saying, to be sitting in company trying to compete for the one. And I don't know. I mean, a lot of people done been through that. A lot of people been in third-party situations where it's like, you feel like you're going to be the pick. And then they fuck around and pick somebody else. And then you be feeling like that. Like, why did I even get into this? See, somebody just might feel entitled. Shame and guilt is here coming through again. And they showed y'all that in the other deck. Shame and guilt. Resisting change. Mysterious shift. Somebody's fucking toxic and somebody overthinking. Overthinking. You will have people up in there fucking competing for the flavor of love. Are you serious? Tunnel vision flew on the floor. And they said that consumes thoughts and emotions, often blinding you to the bigger picture. Somebody got fucking tunnel vision. Exactly. Look at Trump. You know what I'm saying? Are you fucking serious? Power struggle. Sitting up there on the damn flavor of love. Flavor. Are you serious? I'm gonna get that shit the fuck out of here. Challenges, no discipline. Challenges to stay focused, motivated, and take action, leading to feeling stuck. So somebody definitely feels stuck. And look, it's a power struggle for the motherfucking crown. Who gonna win the crown? I ain't competing. I don't give a fuck. Defensive. Protect yourself. Ain't that what they said? They said that shit so many times in that damn other deck. You better protect yourself. You better shield yourself. Because this person out here doing their damn thing, they might fuck around and be reckless and green, yellow, look, toxic. Look at that. Mushroom. I'm picking up something else, like somebody peeing might be a little. You might want to put something on that. I'm just saying. You might want to cover that up. They got a toxic little mushroom. Not somebody to put Trump in my head. I'm feeling like he got a toxic mushroom. Yeah. Look, Gemini energy is coming through, and we did pick up the Lovers card. Some sort of connection, but it's the other side of it. Like that twin energy, the other side. Look, Gemini and Libra, balancing out the scales. Y'all brought it up. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Y'all brought it up. Y'all brought it up. I ain't got nothing to do with that dude. It doesn't make, he don't look. Root chakra issues. Somebody needs to heal the root chakra. Embrace the divine wisdom of your root chakra. Uranus is coming through. Find solace in, look at all of this fire. Solar plexus fire. Root chakra. But it says embrace the divine wisdom of your root chakra and find solace in the grounding force it offers. It anchors you to the present moment. To be anchored to the present moment. This person may be with one person and they thinking about somebody else. They could be right here with somebody else, but they're not even there. They're somewhere else. They could be in business. They could be thinking about this. They could be thinking about that. They are never in the present moment. So they don't even get a chance to really enjoy the person that they're with because they're not in the moment. They're just going through it. That's what I'm picking up. Solar plexus and solar eclipse is coming through. Vortex. It is a solar eclipse coming up soon. There's a partial lunar eclipse coming up this month as well. So a lot of solar energy, astrological energy coming through. We are still in the energy of the 8-8 portal, the vortex. So yeah, retrograde energy is at play as well. I think Saturn is still in retrograde. If it's not, I think it's Neptune also that is in retrograde all the way until December 10th through Sag season. So fire is heavy. Fire is heavy. I'm picking up a lot of fire. Cancer energy is coming through. The Chariot showed itself in the Light Seer deck a couple times. The Chariot is number 7. It is the 7th month of July. It is Cancer. So retrograde energy, I don't know. It could be bringing, look, the first word is that vulnerability. Vulnerability is a source of strength, not weakness. And that's exactly what the Spirit said. That is what they channeled. Vulnerability is a source of strength, not weakness. Your willingness to open your heart, right? Love creates connections that heal and inspire. So it's definitely this retrograde energy, Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, you know, even us going direct with Mercury, right? It's definitely like communication from the higher self, from the spirit guides. All of this is speaking to somebody's heart. Your ability to think outside the box and embrace unconventional ideas make you a harbinger of transformation and progress. So transformation is here. Uranus, thinking outside the box, it is giving Mercury. That's mindset, that's air energy, communication, thoughts. But it's also, you know, could be that seer. Sagittarius, didn't we just say Sag season? So Sagittarius is coming through December 10th. That's when some of these planets go back direct, where Neptune retrograde ends, Saturn retrograde ends. I think it's Neptune. Don't be too hard on me. But if it's not Pluto, it's not Pluto. I feel like it's Neptune. I want to say it's Neptune. I'm seeing something with Jupiter as well, but I do feel like it's Neptune retrograde. Neptune and Saturn. Your spirit is driven by an insatiable curiosity and adventure, but remember the value of grounding yourself. Root chakra, ground yourself. Ground yourself in the present moment. Both of these cards say ground yourself in the present moment. Look at this. Value of grounding yourself in the present moment. What does that say? Anchors you. That's the same as grounding. Grounding, anchoring you to the present moment. Same energy. Fire. Divine feminine energy. So there is a divine feminine that is in the midst, nurturing love, deep intuition, and we kept seeing somebody that was kind of like a mystic, psychic abilities, a seer, and they have very deep intuition. This is somebody that's going to see right through that motherfucking mask of happiness. They're going to see right through it. Yeah, Neptune. What were we saying? We were picking up Neptune. Neptune retrograde. Neptune. To tap into the unseen dimensions of reality. Tapped into the unseen dimensions of reality. Journey beyond the physical to explore the depth of the soul. This is somebody that can see past all that physical shit. They see right to the soul of something. This is somebody that has a deep connection to the spirit. A deep connection to the cosmos even. Man, look, divine masculine and divine feminine. Pulling this person to their north node, or masculine just needs to really, we did say Pluto, right? But we were feeling Neptune, right? We said, I think it could be Pluto. Don't get too hard on me if it's not, but I'm picking up on Neptune. So, they said what they said. Divine masculine and moving towards their north node, needing to ascend. All this fire ass energy. Embrace this energy by cultivating the courage. Leo, Lion, the courage to face challenges, the wisdom to see the truth, and resilience to stand firm in your conviction. Moving to the north node. Allow lessons and experiences to unfold at their own pace. And trust that each step is a necessary part of your soul's evolution and part of your self-discovery. What does Pluto have to say? Your willingness to confront the darkness within you opens the gateway to profound healing and soul evolution. Let your transformation begin. Don't be so fucking resistant and stubborn. That's what Spirit is saying. Your willingness to confront the darkness within you opens the gateway to profound healing and soul evolution. Let the transformation begin. Anything else in here? They say it now. That's it. That's what we got. That was the end of that Chop It Up. the extra messages the Spirit wanted to bring. Thank y'all so much for sticking around. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. There's the other one we called out, Mercury, no doubt. Your words carry the potential to inspire, heal, and illuminate the minds and hearts of those around you. Use this gift with the intention and authenticity. Thank you so much, Unbox. Thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you guys, everybody that's here. Thank you so much to everybody who commented, growing the community. Thank you so much for all of your energy. Mercury, right? Use your words. Not just your words, but your intention. Right? What is your intention when you say certain things to people? You can inspire, you can heal, or you can delude, you can conceal. So be careful. Divine feminine energy coming through. Nurturing love, deep intuition. Y'all heard it when they said it. When they read it the first time. That's just confirmation. Galaxy, right? Your experiences are shaped by your thoughts. The universe hears you. Embrace your role as a co-creator and manifest your reality through your thoughts. Fire. Your ability to be passionate, take risks, and pursue your dreams with fervor is a testament to the potential for growth and transformation within your soul. With your passion, your words, your thoughts, you create your world, you create your reality. I mean, it is the true meaning behind the word is living. You manifest. Life and death is in the tongue. And as long as you have the ability to take a breath. You want to look at this? Okay. The law of action. Get out your comfort zone and take bold action. The law of karma. You're being called to a higher purpose. And karma always comes back. That's cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? You put out, you take actions. You're taking actions, the law of action. You're going to get the result of those actions. The things that you do come back to you. I'm hearing the sunshine. I'm hearing Angie Stone, rest in power. The things you do. It's a part that she's singing. I don't even think it's in the lyrics. Because when you play the song and you watch the lyrics, it's another part that she's singing. It's something about the things you do come back to you. Or something like that. My sunshine has come. And I'm alright. And there's no more rain in this cloud. See, there is no hiding place when someone has hurt you. It's written on your face. But I'm getting for this person, it's not written on their face. They hide it behind that mask of happiness. Broken spirit, lost and confused. I'm hearing wounded, scared, used, and abused. A fool. So somebody may have really felt like that in the past, and they refuse to go through that shit again. Look, the universal law of love. The universal law of love. Love informs creation, and the law is the internal mechanism. So that's inside, internal mechanism of life that guides all things to order, harmony, and oneness. If the creative process is inverted to create chaos, harm, or disorder, this law will bound its effect. Love is the expression and expansion of the spirit, your higher self, through desires in terms of creation, through you as you. All of life is designed to awaken the self to greater love. All of life is designed to awaken the self to the greater capacity to love. And is given a greater capacity to realize self because you are love. Awaken the oracle within. Love is the transcending of the spirit through your desires, expressing itself as the flow of your heart. By drawing this or getting this message, your soul is ready for you to be more expressed in love. And that's what we were getting. Their soul knows, their soul desires more. Their higher self is pulling them towards more. Like, we know what your higher heart really wants, and it's not this shit. It is not you escaping and feeding off of other people's emotions only for a quick minute or a quick fix that's toxic. They want the real thing. Their soul wants to purge itself of the toxicity so they can receive the real thing, authenticity. The universe is deepening your relationship or bringing you a relationship right now, bringing them a relationship. But your work is to let go of suppression and repression and embrace. It could be pleasure, which is real pleasure, right? Soul deepening pleasure, and that means healing the root chakra, the sacral chakra. You can't experience real pleasure or the treasure, because they're changing the pleasure to the treasure. You cannot experience the treasure without healing the root in the sacral. It says, which includes tearing down the walls around your heart, pulling down those walls from around the heart. What hurt you or what hurt them? That is the work that must be done. Remember, love points the way, and universal law makes it possible. And I love you like I love me. And that's pretty much true for everybody. They love you how they love themselves, according to their own capacity. The difference is people choose to grow, right? To expand their capacity on a daily basis. That's us, y'all. Which is why we always leave the advice to be cautious, because we can't tell you what to do. Be cautious of choosing a person that doesn't want to grow with you. When you are in dating and you are vetting a person and you hear them say things like, I don't want you to change, just don't change. Yeah, that's a red flag for us, because I'm going to change. I seek change. I seek to deepen myself, to grow myself, to expand my capacity on a daily basis. And if I'm expanding myself and my capacity for on a daily basis, my capacity for love of me, then that means I can love another person that much more deeply. The love in my relationship doesn't wane. It doesn't shrivel up. It doesn't shut down. It doesn't, reduce itself over time. As I'm deepening my capacity, then the love that I have for other people grows. I increase capacity. I can love you more each day, because each day I'm doing the work within self that makes the way. So people should have the ability to embrace change. Change is the only constant. We're going to change, right? So if you hear a person say, I just want you to stay the same, I don't want you to change, just stay this way, I wish it could just be like this all the time, then those are red flags. They are resistant. I want to change. I want to evolve. I want to see how things unfold as we move through this journey called life. And we do it together. Like, you choose to make a vow every single day to do it together. No matter what we're going to face, we can face it together, because we're getting stronger, faster, more effective, and more efficient every single day. We strengthen ourselves, right? I think for somebody, you may need to hear it that way. Maybe we just needed to say it that way, and that's okay. Edifying our own spirit. I love you like I love the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the ending, the source of all of creation. Creation is the only begotten. It's the only thing that they made. Every pixel, every piece of it, every variety, every potentiality, every possibility. We're the body. We're whole. We're complete. There's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. You are an expression of it. They spoke us all out. And as you live and breathe, the word is living. So be cautious about how you use it. You can use it to heal. You can use it to inspire. You can use it to create chaos and confusion. I'm hearing a lot, but I'm trying to feel like, what do they want us to say? Because again, the word is moving on the breath. For somebody, it's making the way. Well, I mean, all of us, it is. But this is giving something specific. That something specific. I just hear, I see you. Even though you don't want me to. To the next now, y'all. Love you.